Okay, and then we are going to move on to the November 26th show that features the World Tag League on the heavyweight side of it all. And we're starting out with the Mel's pick. And it is the team from the LA Dojo, Gabriel Kidd and Alice Coughlin, taking on from Los Ingobernables de Japón. It is Sanada and Tetsuya Naito.
Excellent. Thank you for the introduction. That gave me the time I needed to find the notes. This was a fun match. I mean, Naito he's always fun. He's always that, pardon the language, he's a mind fuck guy. He likes to come in and mess with people in their heads in the ring. And Gabe Kidd was really a victim of that at the beginning of this, really messing with Naito, really picking at him. It was like he almost was doing it just to get that rise out of him, but wasn't quite ready for the result of that muck around. It was definitely the personification of F around and find out. And that's what Gabe Kidd did. Naito luring him in with a fist bump just right at the beginning, and then just taking him down after that point. The impression, though, that Gabe Kidd did of Naito, his pose in the middle of the ring, I'm not gonna lie, it was crazy.
What are you talking about? It was better than Naito's. Come on, no, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm joking.
No.
I absolutely loved it though.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I know he was absolutely, completely over-exaggerating everything about it to make a mockery of Naito. But when he first did it, I was like, bruh. We won't say on screen what I really thought when I first saw that. Yeah, the opening with Sanada and Gabe Kidd, with Naito and Gabe Kidd was a lot of fun. Coughlin and Sanada, very serious. They changed the pace of the match. If Gabe Kidd and Naito were like the comedic relief, Coughlin and Sanada were the serious part of the play.
Very much so.
Coughlin, I don't think I've actually seen him smile this entire tournament. Now that I'm thinking about it, he really is a machine.
He's a cyborg,
but mind you, Sanada doesn't smile either, so we'll leave that there. I also noted Coughlin seems to always be in a constant state of flexing. Like his lats, his chest, his shoulders, everything seems to be out, and I'm not complaining about it. I quite like it. What I really enjoyed was him coming out there and Sanada applauding him. Watching him pose and be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, you're sure. Getting the crowd to clap along and everything. I really, really enjoyed that because it's Sanada finally playing those same kind of mind games that he's learned from his illustrious leader. There was like a row your boat kind of moment between Coughlin and Naito on the ropes to break up the figure four.
That was just flat out impressive from Coughlin because he got him in that modified figure four, and he just lifts himself up and just slides himself across the ring. There was no
of this man is
incredible. There was no struggle. There was no I'm crawling. He's like, nope, I'm going to the ropes, and he just grabbed it. It was impressive.
Of course, I have to shout out Sanada's Paradise Lock. It is my favorite submission in professional wrestling. Kidd, again, I want to say that he's this wild kind of card in this tournament. He's like that. He adds his own little piece of flair, no pun intended on that one, to all of his moves that he does. And it's just that little thing of his that makes it his, whether it's a laugh, whether it's a face, whether it's how he moves or what he moves into. I really enjoy how he has evolved from graduating as a young lion. There was an interesting crossbody Coughlin did, where he looked like he almost hovered for a split second going into it. I think he was hitting on Naito in the corner.
Yeah.
But the German deadlift was freaking amazing. The double team, again, I can't talk highly enough about the double team between Naito and Sanada. There's just too many moves that they do to adequately go through it, and we don't have the time. But it is so seamless. It is so flawless. But Coughlin and Kidd seem just as seamless and flawless, and I'm going to assume that's because of the training history that they have together.
I think so.
It really worked well for them. In the end, Naito pinning Coughlin after a Destino.
Yeah.
And it was a long one. They took him a while to capitalize on that pin. I nearly died calling that Destino. Andre, what did you think?
Again, great opener. Actually, this was one of the couple matches I had shortlisted, but the match I picked was always kind of my number one. But I had this match shortlisted for if you had picked my number one, I was going to go with this one. But absolutely phenomenal match from both these teams, Naito and Sanada. It's just that mind meld that they have, and then Gabe Kidd and Coughlin, they have close to that, like, because again, they trained together for a long time in the LA dojo. So. Yeah. Is there anything else, Mel, on this one?
No, that's all for this one.
Perfect. So I'm going to move on to my pick of the evening, and that is one of my favorite tag teams of all time, TMDK, taking on two men from one of my favorite factions currently in professional wrestling. It's Team DK taking on the Great O'Khan and Aaron Henare. Absolutely phenomenal. This is I expected great from these two teams. Like Henare and Khan, yes, they're not quite the flowing tag team yet, but they have that familiarity. They're really good. And TMDK, I've been watching them. Like I got to see a little bit of their stuff in Noah way back when, just the odd match here and there. I was a big fan. I saw some of the stuff that they did when they came over and did a little bit in New Japan. Then I was a huge fan of them in their NXT run, like as TM61. Again, incredibly big fan of this team. When they reunited earlier this year for the Strong Openweight Tag Tournament, and then were announced to come over here, because this was not the TMDK team I thought we'd be getting. I thought we'd be getting Big Teats and Jonah in this. I am at this them in this tournament makes me so happy because I love this team. And like just this match overall, just so wonderful. Like Haste, his in-ring is top notch. Like you have this like beautiful, like really early a snapmare, and then it just hops up, and just the form of his drop kick, to drop kick Henare in the C position, just the form looks so good. And then Nicholls in with just some of the great stuff he does. It's their timing is so well, but again, that's years and years of working together, and there's no rust from not tagging together for the last couple of years. And it's just, they're absolutely phenomenal. Khan doing the sit on the head in the corner, I think it was to Haste. And I'm just like, no, get off his head. It's usually I'm like, yeah, keep sitting on his head. This is one of the times I'm like, no, stop sitting on him. I don't want you to do that. Cause it's just, I'm having so much conflicting feelings watching this match. I love both these teams. Nicholls reverses a German suplex into this great DDT on Henare, and then hit like a sliding clothesline for a 2 there. Just phenomenal. Henare with as I call it, because it's very similar to Sheamus's Beats Bottom, where he's got him on the ropes and he's smashing him in the chest.
Yeah.
And he hit the Haste, and Haste falls out. So Khan goes and chokes him like on the outside and just beats on him, and before sending him back into Henare, who gets a pin. But it's that cohesion from UE that they have, even though they haven't been straight up a tag team for a while. They've been working together for so long, right? Because again, Khan was the first person to join Ospreay, and then it was Henare. They've been working together for a while as a unit. So as a unit, come on. But yeah, I really love this match. Khan, I'm calling them now. His Mongolian chops, I'm calling them the goat chops, because it's when he does the come down. It's like that yell. It sounds like it sounds like a goat screaming, and it's not a negative. I'm not saying it as a negative, because it's so him. It is so Khan to do it like that. So I'm from now on calling him. I'm going to call him the Mongolian goat chops, because it's that scream that goes with it, right? And he does that to Nicholls, but Nicholls like catches the third time he's coming down. Nicholls catches it and is like holding it, and it's that impressiveness just to see, like him just like being able to fight off the chops. I really loved it. That Euro uppercut that Haste will do, and then Nicholls picks up the backdrop, and then they hit the backdrop. Sorry, excuse me, the backdrop cutter combo. I love it. Again, great simple move. TMDK towards the end of the match went for the Thunder Valley, but Henare in the reverse coming in and hit Haste with the Rampage, and then in the end they got the fireman's carry TKO into a cutter. And Khan got the win, and slightly disappointed to see TMDK lose because I'm such a big fan of them. But I'm also happy to see UE win because I absolutely love this match.
I think I could be wrong about this. I thought I heard on the Japanese commentary that they called the finish the Imperial Drop, but I could be wrong about that. That's just what I heard.
Well, it is. I'm pretty sure that is a move from Cobb and in Khan, so it might be the Imperial Drop. I wasn't really paying attention when he said it. So
yeah. The only thing I wanted to say about this, more ask about this, O'Khan was biting in this one too. What is with the nom on this tour, you guys? I guess everybody getting fed enough.
Everybody's seasoning themselves. It must be. It's something like that.
What are you guys putting in the bath water over there? You're not supposed to make faux soup with everyone. Come on.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very much. It is a lot of biting going on with Zayn and Lindemann. I expect it now. It's become part of who they are. But I didn't expect it from Khan. So yeah,
from Khan, no.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next match of the evening, and again another battle of the Bullet Club. It's Battle of the Bullet Club. You got House Torture, Yujiro, Takahashi, and Evil. What?
Battle
Club. You should taking on actually becoming one of my more favorite tag teams, the General's Jewel, Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale. Again, we have our love for Bad Luck Fale. He is our life coach. He is the man who we follow on a daily basis, listening to all his inspirational talks. But yeah, and then Chase Owens, I have become a very huge fan of. This last year and a half has really turned himself into just this incredible professional wrestler. He was already, trust me, but he just really stepping up and showing. End of the match though, it is Togo's choking Fale, and then Yujiro comes in and tries to use the stick but Chase ends up stopping it, and he hit Yujiro with the stick, and then he hits Evil in the crotch with the stick. With the rest back is turned and knocking him out of the ring, and Fale hit the grenade on Yujiro and gets the win. After the match, Togo is actually complaining to the ref that Evil got low blowed. Talk about bull crap right there. Talk about bull crap right there. But yeah, and then Chase is just in the ring laughing at him as he's complaining. Chase is just laughing at him, and then as they got out of the ring, they picked up the 6-man tag team titles and looked at them and just went, and tossed them back into the ring. I don't know if that means they don't care about them, or is maybe that's a direction. Maybe you get General Jewel and they find a partner and they take on House of Torture for the 6-man at Wrestle Kingdom. I would not be against that one.
But who would they pick? Who would be available? Because Bay and Austin will most likely be
Tony Kozina. Bring in Tony Kozina.
Oh, coach. I'm like,
please, God, Tony. I want to see him in New Japan. He was on the New Japan Tanahashi show. I want to see him in New Japan proper. Please bring in Tony Kozina.
Who is that person that Fale just picked up in Australia?
I don't know the guy's name. It could be him. You never know.
Be him. He might. Yeah. He might not be the size requirement. I don't know. He might be too big. He might be too little. Well,
in my heart, I want it to be. In my heart, I want Tony Kozina. So that's in my heart. That's who I want. But that's from watching him multiple times here in Edmonton on CWE tours. So again, that's a personal feeling, right? Next match of the evening was Team Bebop, Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Suzuki Guns, Lance Archer, and Minoru Suzuki. Absolutely phenomenal. Just the stare-offs with this team. Archer and Suzuki doing squats. Suzuki doing the squats. I don't think Archer did them, but there was humor. but then there was just hardcore beating the crap out of each other. It's great technical from Suzuki and Tanahashi when they were in there. Watching Tanahashi dragon screw Minoru Suzuki made me think back to a few years ago when they were fighting over the Intercontinental title, and Suzuki was dragon screwing the crap out of Hiroshi Tanahashi's leg. Like, just absolutely phenomenal match. But in the end, Suzuki and Archer, Archer gets the avalanche, puts him on the corner, puts him in the corner, and then hits the blackout to get the win. And that's a big win for Suzuki Gun, beating Tanahashi, especially, but Tanahashi and Yano. And big win for Suzuki Gun. After the ref, Suzuki and Archer beat up Young Boys, as they do. That's what they do, right? And then actually Suzuki teased Gotch pile driving the ref.
He did. He really did. Reffing in NJPW, it is a as much of a life or death situation.
When Suzuki Gun's there or when House of Torture's there, if you're a ref, you got to worry.
Yeah, I mean, if House of Torture is there, if you are anything, you need to worry at ringside. My favorite part of this match, actually, when you were mentioning the deep squats, was Yano agreeing to take the first spot, and Suzuki just walking right up to him and essentially saying, "Open your mouth, here comes Mr. Hanky." That was hilarious for me to watch Yano sword fighting with Minoru Suzuki's privates. Very, very intense match. I really, really enjoyed this match. I'm a big fan of Archer. I felt this was a great showcase for him. Yano really did get beat the heck up in this match, didn't he? Other than that, I got nothing else to say about this one. This one was fun.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing, and now I lost my clicker. There we go. And we're going to move on to the main event of the evening. The team of Bishimons, Yoshi-Hashi, Hirooki Goto, taking on, again, from my favorite faction, Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis from United Empire. Again, I love these guys. Like, just the athleticism in this match from all these men is just absolutely phenomenal. The end of the match, Bishimon go for the Shoto, but Goto actually gets tossed and kicked out of the ring, and then Aussie Open hit the sandwich clotheslines and hit Coriolis on Yoshi-Hashi for the win. Again, absolutely phenomenal match. Just some of the great stuff from both these teams. Like Ushigoroshi, like it's just a classically great move. Simple as that. I want to highlight a couple things after the match. Fletcher said they waited a long time to get into the tag league, and they belong here in the main event, winning in the main event. They wiped the floor with Bishimon, and no one can stop them. They are Aussie Open. They are the Empire, and they run the world. Again, not exactly what they said, but again, I got the best lines in there. Gideon says, "Bring your best game when you step in, because they are the best in the world." And he called them. I didn't know this. Dunkzilla. Mark Davis, is that what I think he called him?
I believe that's his Instagram tag.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And when he said Dunkzilla, I was just like, that is awesome. And then the Aussie Arrow, Kyle Fletcher. Again, I absolutely loved it. And I read this online. Mark Davis is 3 years younger than me. It kind of blew my mind. I thought he was older. I thought he was closer to 40. He's only 32, according to Wikipedia. Wikipedia could be wrong, but he's 32. I'm like, shit, I'm 35, and I look at this, and I look at Mark Davis, and I'm like, holy crap. That's goals. That's goals for me, man, is to look like Mark Davis. Man, like,
hey, there you go.
Yeah, that's goals.
Why the heck not? What a handsome man. The only two things I have to say about this is Aussie Open very assertive in this match, as they said in their promo at the end. They're very, very dominant, very assertive. They really did wipe the floor with last year's winners. A little scary there. The second thing is I think that G1 Yoshi-Hashi is still around. He might not be winning.
I think that's just Yoshi-Hashi. I think that's just the new Yoshi-Hashi. And I did confirm he is wearing shorts. They aren't.
I was going to say I saw that also. Yeah, it matches Goto perfectly.
So quickly,
I like it.
So quickly before we move on to the next night, Aussie Open, Lance Archer, Minoru Suzuki, Sanada, and Naito all tied for 4 points after the second night. Shane Haste, Mikey, Nicholls, TMDK, Generals, Jules, Chase Owens, and Balak Fale Bishamon, Aaron Henare, and the Great Khan, all with 2 points. And then Team Bebop, Yujiro, and Evil, and Gabriel Kid and Coughlin, all with 0 points after the second night. Again, only 2 nights in, and we only going to